you low bar squat and you bench a fair amount, it's not on me to decide what a fair amount is, chances are you're gonna have problems with your brachialis. Usually this is due to some kind of mobility problem at the wrist or at the shoulder that is making you bear your squat weight in your arms instead of on your back like you should be. That's usually what aggravates it, and then it's after a bench workout you notice, my brachialis sucks. It's usually at the bottom of a bench press. You get this weird nerve pain right about here. It just doesn't let you change direction. The best way to address this is with trigger point release. So check out the anatomy of the brachialis if you're not familiar with where it lives. But basically it's a flat muscle that lays underneath your bicep, connects from about, but the muscle belly runs from about here, just a little past the elbow joint. So to release this, we're gonna follow the brachialis up to its top right about here. And we're gonna dig in there with our thumb, and we're gonna find a trigger point. We're gonna hold pressure on it for 30 seconds. Then we're gonna move about halfway down the distance to our elbow. Raise your elbow, bend your arm slightly, and we're gonna dig the thumb up under the bicep and push into the brachialis. So I'm digging in this way and then pushing like that into the brachialis belly. Finding a trigger point, holding pressure for 30 seconds. The best way to get in here is elbow on the leg, bend the arm slightly, palm up, and then lets the bicep relax enough to get up out of your way so you can get your thumb up in there like that. So 30 seconds here, and then the third trigger point, we're gonna go for this flat area right here. So just past the bicep muscle belly, just right into the brachialis. Plenty of trigger points in here to be found. You're gonna dig in there, once again, find a trigger point, hold on it for 30 seconds. After you've done all three 30-second holds, you're gonna come back to the top, follow it back up again, just following the muscle belly of that brachialis to the top. Get on a trigger point, but instead of holding it for 30 seconds, you're gonna flex, twist, and extend. And you're gonna do 5 flexion extensions, the full range of motion that you can get while holding pressure on that trigger point. You're gonna move down to the next area, that middle area halfway to the elbow joint, get up under that bicep, get locked into your trigger point, 5 flexion extensions. Then we're gonna go back down to the bottom. Get locked in on a trigger point, 5 flexion extensions, okay? So how often do I like to do this and when to do it? So for me, it usually hurts the worst the day after squatting, day after bench pressing. And that's the best time, like that's when you need to do this right away. Don't let it continue to get aggravated and get inflamed and push on more nerves and cause more problems for you. But also take that as, hey, you know, this band-aid of a release that I'm doing is gonna help with the pain and the recovery, but also I need to figure out what's causing this irritation to begin with and address it right away before I can't bench press anymore, okay? But you can, if it's real bad and you're just now trying to address it, I would do it every day, maybe more than once a day. You'll know when you're doing it too much because we'll do that set of releases and it should feel a little better afterwards. Like it should feel like, I just poked it a lot, but like now I don't have that tightness, like that nerve pain, right? If you do your set of releases and then it hurts worse after, it's tighter, it's more irritated, you're doing it too often. You need to back it up, back to once a day or back to your twice a week, the day after squat day, day after bench day. And there are a lot of programming considerations you can make to also try to make this better, but you know, that's not on me to give you YouTube advice how to change your program. That's a conversation you have to have with your coach.
I'm Lewis Calling. When life pushes hard, we push back.